My coaching class is only the best one.
A lot of CA students want to get into coaching business. So for a fresher, what should be his mindset?
There is nothing like depression. Don't believe your depression and don't tell anyone that you are feeling depression. It was a conscious decision to make J.K. SHAH classes independent of J.K. SHAH. And as for Piyush Goyal, he was very ordinary student anyway.
जब आप मुंबई में घूम घूम कर लेडीज पर्स बेच रहे थे तब कभी आपने सोचा था कि आप इतने बड़े लेवल पे पहुंच जाओगे?
It does not matter whether you qualified in the first attempt or second attempt. I come from extremely poor family. So poor that my parents, who never went to the school, absolutely doable by an average student also provided the, but yes, Mumbai and cities like Mumbai really have something to offer. Any organization is successful only if
The professor of Piyush Goyal, Kumar, Mangalam, Birla, and so many other successful leaders. He is the guest for our today's podcast. He is none other than J.K. SHAH sir. Welcome sir to this podcast, and it is my pleasure to host you for this show.
Thank you so much, Surbhi. Thank you for this opportunity. And I'm very happy I'm getting this chance to be interviewed by you. Thank you so
I am
much.
equally excited, sir, to know your journey because I know this classes, it is considered to be one of the best classes for CA and not just in Mumbai but across the country. So, shuru se shuruaat karte hain. Let's start from the beginning. I would love to know how you started and what has your journey been like.
Well, so basically I come from Gujarat and I studied all throughout in Gujarati medium right up to 12th standard.
Okay.
And I come from extremely poor family. So poor that my parents, who never went to the school themselves, my entire schooling and education was financed by community charity. I then came to Mumbai. Even in Mumbai also, I studied only with the help of charity.
Okay.
To be honest, I never had any idea about what I will do in Mumbai. But since we had nothing, we did not have much risk also of losing anything.
Correct.
So I came here, I joined some hostel, got admitted into that.
Okay.
And I started ladies' purse business, supplying ladies' purse in suburb stores.
Okay.
6 months down the line, the secretary of our hostel, who himself was a chartered accountant, Mr. J.S. Vora, he told me, don't do this.
Okay.
Rather do chartered accountancy. Otherwise, lifetime, like your parents, you will also remain poor. I luckily listened to him. I paid heed to what he told me. And I gave up that small business venture
Okay.
and decided to do CA. So, in a way, it was just, I don't know how it happened, but it happened. And I had heard about CA a little bit, not much. Little bit was all negative. It is a very tough course. And a person coming from Gujarati medium, in CA Foundation, there was one full paper of English subject only.
Correct.
Then one paper of maths, which I had not taken in my 10th and 12th also. I was wondering how I'll do it. But luckily I could make it. And I'm happy that I listened to what Varasat told me. I paid heed to him.
Awesome.
And I did it.
So, what was your why for doing CA? Any particular reason that you had in your mind that time?
No, absolutely no reason. It was just somebody's telling me, do it. And I did it.
Without thinking, like the horse has those, yeah, and with that focus and dedication.
Absolutely nothing. I hardly knew anything about CA, except that because I was in hostel, there were so many other people doing it.
Okay.
But I had heard all negative things, only very tough and those things.
So, do you think that CA is really tough? Because I feel that a lot of people have that mindset because people tell them and they think it's difficult hai. So, what would you like to tell to them?
It is absolutely not difficult. It is the whole fear factor that is created in the society. I don't know how it started. I wouldn't say it is simple, but I would say it is not so tough that a determined person cannot do it. Average intelligence and hard work. I have done it, Surbhi, you have done it. We all have passed through that stage.
Correct.
In fact, I came from Gujarati medium. I cleared CA foundation, CA inter even, and I was very average student.
Okay.
I still secured 29th rank also in inter
Wow.
CA. So it's wrong to say it is tough that you cannot do it. It is tough. Thank God it is tough, so that chosen few people can do it who are determined and prepared to work hard for it.
True.
But it's absolutely doable by an average student also, provided the person is determined, focused, and ready to put his or her 100%.
Awesome. So at the end, I feel it is all the mindset. What you say to yourself is more important than what others say to you. Than, कोई बोल रहा है difficult है तो भले तुमने accept कर लिया, then it is like what you say to, आप जो बोलोगे वो आप मान लोगे. So at the end, what really matters is how hard, how ready you are to give your 100%, and then definitely the results are going to be in your favor. Because someone, as you said, that you come from a vernacular language, जहाँ पे गुजराती आपने पढ़ी थी 12th तक, तो I know a lot of students who reach out to me saying कि उनको switch करने में difficult होती है या फिर language में answers लिखना बहुत difficult होता है. So how can someone who has studied in a vernacular language study this course, and उसके लिए ऐसी क्या tips होगी जिससे ना उसको थोड़ी सी वो language shift barrier नहीं face करना पड़े?
See, once you realize that you do not understand English, it is easy then to try to understand it.
Okay.
You will have to put your level best, definitely. Like I used to read first Gujarati newspaper, then English newspaper, then translate, keep the dictionary, read India Today, read Times of India, read Free Press Journal. It was very simple English that they used to write.
Okay.
I would write down the words, the meaning, then the sentence in my own language in Gujarati.
Okay.
So once you work towards it, it's not that difficult. We all speak so many languages in India, so English is one of them.
Correct.
But we should not have that kind of fear that English means some very big language and you cannot do it.
Correct.
It's manageable and I could manage
And
it.
now I can see you speak it so well, even in
Thank
the
you.
podcast.
Thank you.
So at the end, इंसान को ना learn करने की जिज्ञासा होनी चाहिए. They should have कि यार अब अगर कोई चीज़ नहीं आती है, you should be ready to कि यार नहीं आती तो कैसे नहीं आती. It is your story. You have the powers to change it.
That's
So as you said that you come from a very small town and extremely poor conditions. When was it that you decided that you want to shift to Mumbai? Because it is extremely difficult to. It's a big decision. So ये decide कैसे किया आपने कि मुंबई जाना है?
So my elder brother was already in Mumbai doing some job for some 50-60 rupees per month. And because we had nothing in Gujarat, practically nothing.
Oh.
And one more person who was also from my village, he had already come to Mumbai about a year prior to that. So he told me, you also come. And I came. So he organized everything. He is also a chartered accountant by the name Mr. Sharad Gandhi.
Okay.
He is also from our village only. Our village is very small village, less than 1,000 people even now also. But from that small village, we two are chartered accountants, me and Sharad Gandhi.
Okay.
So everything happened and not much thinking was there behind that. Reason being, we did not have anything. So whatever we got, we took it.
A lot of students, they shift to Mumbai for articleship, and sometimes they feel that it is expensive. But students who cannot shift to Mumbai, they think they're missing out on some opportunities. Do you think that is really true?
Well, in Mumbai or in similar metros, there are some things which are not available in rest of the country. That's a fact. But then if those people have to come to metros, they have to pay a price for it.
Correct.
Somewhere balancing act is required. And now with online facilities, the people who cannot afford this city, where the cost of living is too high, so many difficulties, traveling. So some people may think of staying back there only and taking advantage of online facilities. But yes, Mumbai and cities like Mumbai really have something to offer which small towns and villages cannot dream of.
I think this is the reason why Mumbai is said to be the city of dreams, सपनों का शहर, and बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ अपने सपने पूरे करने आते हैं. So as you said कि online से आजकल people are able to reach out, and what according to you is better, online classes or offline classes?
Well, first of all, I must make it clear that I'm in that business and we offer both the things. So I do not have any particular bias in favor of one or the against other. But if you ask me, surely I would say face-to-face business, that is classroom coaching, physical coaching, is not only just better, infinitely better than online. You take example of this interview. This also we could have held online.
Yes.
Why you made me take trouble all the way to come this place? So physical connection, face-to-face connection is something which is so human.
Correct.
And which is so result oriented. The touch that we get when we are with each other is what we never get online. Secondly, online has its own limitation. You take any subject of final CA, it easily runs into 250 to 300 hours.
Correct.
Now you cannot see something on the screen for so many hours. But you can always sit in the classroom daily for 3 hours, for 60, 70 days and study well. Secondly, teacher is in front of you. Not only you have to listen to what he or she says, but the body language also.
Correct.
The comfort you get in asking the question, all those benefits no other medium can offer. I would always say those who have the privilege of having face-to-face coaching must go for that only.
Okay.
And the comfort of online coaching should better be compromised in favor of career.
Okay.
So that you first focus on career, get through. Comfort cannot be taken too far.
Correct.
But those people who do not have that luxury, second best option remains online.
Correct. So I feel that even when you see there are people around you who are doing the same thing, who are studying for the same course, you get that motivation कि चलो मुझे भी करना है. So I feel yes, of course, face to face has a different vibe compared to the online classes. So the next question that I have for you is shifting to Mumbai. How do you feel? How difficult was that to shift to Mumbai?
No, not at all difficult.
Okay.
Reason is simple, Surbhi, as I told you, I had nothing. So it was like the whole world belonged to me.
Okay.
Everything and anything that comes my way, I had to do it. There was not much thinking also. I just completed my 12th standard, maybe some 17, 18 years age. So there, whatever the parents would tell me, I did it. Nothing difficult. See, even if you are passing through difficulties, and in hindsight you may feel, oh, it was tough time. But actually when you are passing through the tough time, you never feel you are passing through tough time because you get used to that situation and you don't find you are doing anything unusual or that you are passing through difficulty. So no, I had no difficulties, absolutely.
जब आप मुंबई में घूम कर लेडीज पर्स बेच रहे थे तब कभी आपने सोचा था कि आप इतने बड़े लेवल पे पहुंच जाओगे?
Not at all, not at all. Absolutely. Nobody could have thought about it. And somehow things fell in place. And I'm lucky to say that I have reached a good level. And I could never have thought about it.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
So, sir, what is the biggest lesson one can learn from your journey?
As I look back, I can only say that whenever you are advised by someone who you think is right person to advise you, then you must pay heed to it.
Okay.
Supposing I had not paid heed to what Mr. Vora told me, I could perhaps still be selling the purses only. In fact, the fellow with whom I used to run with purses is still selling the purse.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, no disrespect to him.
Okay.
But then I would have been there only. So one, listen to someone who you think is capable enough to advise you. Secondly, whenever you get some opportunity, grab it. Many people think that no, I'll wait for the right opportunity or the right time or the time is not right. I always say time is always right to do right things. And even if it is not right, you have to make it right instead of waiting for something to happen. Surbhi, if I tell you something, I see so many of our students who qualify as chartered accountants. Some of them secure good ranks also. And then they wait to get job into a particular firm only.
Okay.
I'm not able to understand this logic. This very big, powerful qualification you have. It is not just that qualification has to be slave to that one firm only.
Okay.
But some people wait for 6 months, 8 months to get into a particular
Even
firm.
for the package, I feel
For
a
package.
lot of people.
Yeah, I would say as the opportunity comes in your way, grab it. So these are the things I have always done in my life. You analyze it, whether it is right for you or not. And if yes, go ahead. But don't wait for something so-called right opportunity. Opportunity is always right. So these are few things which I always followed.
So a lot of students go through self-doubt while pursuing CA, and they feel ki, will they be able to make it? Will they be able to become a chartered accountant? What would be your advice to them?
So I would say, first of all, it should be your own decision to do chartered accountancy. Nobody should have forced you to do it. And once it is your decision, you have to believe in yourself. Course is tough. So don't presume that necessarily you will clear in first attempts only. It need not be the case. If it happens, fine. If it does not, you get good experience. But you have to stick to it until you achieve your milestone and your objective. Those students who stick to it almost always make it. I'll give you a simple example. Even if you count CA exams on average, say 15-20%, then also you go by the law of probability.
Correct.
In the worst case scenario also, 4th to 5th attempt and one passes.
Ha.
Now inter CA 4 to 5 attempts, first you appear, only thereafter your articleship starts. So if you are not able to clear, then you have enough time to decide whether you are in the wrong bus.
Okay.
But if you stick to it, then by going by the law of probability also, you will clear in 4th or 5th attempt. Secondly, 20-25% result that the institute announces. One has to understand it is average
Okay.
for all India and some countries outside India also where CA exam is held. So total number of candidates appeared, and vis-a-vis that how many qualified. But that is total. If you look at metro cities, result is far superior, far superior. And some students are not very studious. So they just go there, sit for the sake of sitting there, and they hardly take leave for the study. So if you discount all these factors, CA results are far better than what people believe. So my only point would be, once you have made your own decision to do it, have self-belief, conviction that you are in the right path,
course.
stick to it, eventually, surely you will make it. Once you make it, it does not matter whether you qualified in the first attempt or second attempt.
Okay.
Yes, there is always an element of pride when you clear in the first attempt. But that is not the only achievement that matters. Eventually, it may help you in the first job or second job. Thereafter, what matters is your experience and performance.
Correct.
So I'll tell all students, believe in yourself. If somebody has cleared in the first attempt, he or she can be a big source of inspiration. That if he or she could do it, you can also do it. But keep away from negativity. Banish the thought that you cannot do it. And anybody who tells you something negative, keep them at
Away.
arm's length. That's the solution.
after CA results, a lot of students get into depression. So how can a student bounce back?
So I'll tell you, first of all, it is all creation of social media that students are into depression or some low confidence. I don't think it is reality. Well, a few students could be feeling the trouble, but we should not generalize.
Okay.
CA course actually does not give you the kind of depression or kind of tension that elsewhere you see. Whereas I am not against any courses. But in chartered accountancy, one has to stick to it. One has to remember that here there is no entry barrier. There is exit barrier.
Correct.
So there is no filtering that happens. So you have to keep on trying if you are not successful. But I would always say that I don't think students undergo depression. But if at all a small number of people are experiencing some difficulties, my advice to them would be, please continue to believe in yourself, put your best foot forward, learn from your mistakes, where exactly you went wrong, try to rectify and be on track. There is nothing like depression. Don't believe your depression and don't tell anyone that you are feeling depression. Depression is sometimes created by constantly repeating this feeling,
Correct.
which actually does not exist. So CA course, you have to handle it carefully, believe in yourself, study well, and be prepared that everybody may not pass in the first attempt. This is not like science course where entry barrier is there. So filtering happens there.
Correct.
And therefore the exit percentage is very high. So one has to understand. But thank God there is no entry barrier here. So that everybody gets a chance to prove oneself. So depression, etc., one must keep at arm's length. The thought should not occur. And actually, I strongly believe there is nothing like that. I may answer one more question which you may probably ask.
Okay.
That some people say how to manage the stress management. And I always say there is nothing like stress management. But there is a way not to take the stress at all.
What is that?
Once you take the stress, there is no way to manage it.
Okay.
Best way is not to take the stress at all.
Oh, okay.
And for that, you prepare yourself for every eventuality that you may possibly face. So once a student decides to do CA, first he or she should be clear that whereas the best case scenario will be that he or she should pass in the first attempt, accept the truth, it may not happen. Then so be it.
Okay.
Then so be it. So that if at all, God forbid, but if supposing somebody is not able to clear, then you should not have inferiority complex. Nothing is wrong with you. It's just that one paper of 3 hours, that 3 hours time was not your time. You went somewhere wrong. So you don't need to put yourself down thinking that something is wrong. If you accept every eventuality, if you reconcile to the fact that both the things can happen, then stress will never visit you.
Okay.
But once you open the gate, stress comes, it can create trouble.
Wow. So that was amazing. So what are few things that a CA student should keep in mind before deciding which coaching institution he should opt for?
I always tell the students that since you are entering auditing profession, try first to do the auditing of coaching class that you propose to select.
True.
Because your whole career depends on your choice of coaching class. I would be last man to say that my coaching class is only the best one. They're all good people. But which coaching class is for you? The existence of so many years, the experience of the faculty, the expertise, the study material, the test series, the stability of the organization, the past records, the result that they produced. So these are the things which students should look at before choosing a coaching class. But there would be so many coaching classes, and I must say really all are good people. But which coaching class is for you? Which one meets your requirement is what you have to decide. But you must do the due diligence of a coaching class itself before you select the one and in whose hands you put your whole career. Because many a times students end up being in the wrong train and then they don't reach their destination. This is not against anyone, but in general, one has to select the coaching class which is for you. Thank
So
you.
I've heard this, that if a student doesn't like a subject, it is not because he doesn't like the subject, it is because he doesn't like the teacher teaching that subject. And if you like the teacher, you will automatically love the subject. So the next question is, what makes J.K. Shah different from other coaching institutions?
So first of all, I'll tell you, yes, there are some students who have that mindset that I don't like this subject, and I always tell them, this is not a restaurant menu card you are seeing, where you have a right to choose what you like, what you don't like. Because to pass, you have to pass all papers, but to
Correct.
fail, one is enough, So I always say, first, you should never have that mindset that you don't like this. You have to like it. If you don't like a subject, subject also will not like you. And I don't think any student thinks that way, that because professor was like this, so I did not like the subject. No, my own experience is students never blame the teachers. And I don't think there is anything like that actually also, whether my class or any other coaching class. Teachers always do their level best, and much depends on how the students react to it. As for our classes, yes, we have experienced faculties. The people who join our classes, the faculties, they have to undergo rigorous training first.
Okay.
So it's not that one is a chartered accountant, says I want to be professor, and tomorrow your lecture starts. It never happens. The training goes on for at least about a month,
Okay.
sometimes 2 months, 3 months. And well qualified and well trained teachers is the first thing we do.
Okay.
Secondly, the study material that we prepare is so exhaustive and yet very concise and precise. Because, see, there are so many people who are single subject teachers. So their objective is to ensure that only students should get good marks in his paper. He would not bother about what happens to the students, Unlike that, our classes are for all subjects under one roof. So we have balanced approach. We don't want student to secure 90 marks in one paper and fail in other.
Okay.
We would rather say 55, 16 both the papers. Like that. So very concise but exhaustive study material, well planned test series, well planned study schedule also. So all these things help us get singled out from the rest. And that perhaps is the reason why exam after exam, year after year, at all exams, our students excel like anything and secure good ranks also.
CA is not just restricted to job or practice. A lot of CA students want to get into coaching business. So for a fresher, what should be his mindset?
Anybody who wants to make career in this profession, first of all, I would say there is huge opportunity.
Okay.
And especially for qualified chartered accountants and youngsters. The kind of, the job satisfaction you get, the kind of respect you get, and of course the money. They are really far better than what elsewhere you can possibly get.
Okay.
But the mindset has to be that you have to have patience. There is no overnight success anywhere, whether in coaching profession or in practice or anywhere. So one should have patience. Secondly, one should not go for shortcut and imitate somebody else.
Okay.
You have to be yourself. I mean, even if you think that Professor X is very successful professor, you may still, learn something from that professor's job, but never ever copy that professor's style or
teaching.
copy his job. Because if you have to copy, it will always look like copy. Then people will always go to the original and not to the copy. So my suggestion would be have patience, do your level best. But the last point on this would be that a person should be very clear about his basic objective. Whereas we all want materialistic progress, we want to make profit. But for professional, the profit should come as a byproduct.
Okay.
Your main objective now should be to focus so well on student's career, ensure that the student is really helped, and after learning from you, a student passes through flying colors.
Okay.
God forbid, even if sometimes student fails, he or she still should be saying that the professor did his job well, but it was not my day. So that should be the way of approaching the job. Then there is long-term success that is surely guaranteed.
So I'm really excited to know how did you start from teaching a small batch to reaching across cities and the country?
Well, so to be honest, largely most of the things have happened in very natural course. Yes, a few very vital decisions I did make.
Okay.
For example, I started with just 7 students in a batch,
Oh.
right? But it went on. Then one day I decided that the class name is my personal name. Students love my teaching, they
What was your
like my
subject?
teaching, costing,
Okay.
yeah. But J.K. Shah classes should not be synonymous with J.K. Shah or costing by J.K. Shah. Any organization is successful only if the organization outlives its creator. So it should not be that creator does not teach, then the organization also collapses. So I wanted to make J.K. Shah classes independent of me. And for that, we decided to have multiple faculties, multiple branches in multiple cities. People always thought, and in fact still think, that this face-to-face business is not scalable.
Okay.
Unfortunately, even after they have seen me having done it, they still feel it is not scalable. I say it is 100% scalable. There has to be right thinking process behind it, and we have achieved it. We are in South also, North also, West also. We are everywhere. So it was a conscious decision to make J.K. Shah classes independent of J.K. Shah. And because of that, I put multiple faculties, multiple branches, multiple batches in multiple cities, multiple courses also. So J.K. Shah classes started as one subject coaching, costing. Today we offer practically everything in commerce.
Wow.
It's a whole bouquet of commerce courses. So any student who wants to study anything in commerce, it is one-stop solution.
J.K. Shah.
So today J.K. Shah classes is completely independent of J.K. Shah. So that was a big thing to make it scalable, and luckily I could achieve it.
Wow. Great journey. So with a lot of competition in the market, how does J.K. Shah classes deal with such kind of competition? Because I see there are a lot of online classes easily available. So what is your approach?
Well, Surbhi, competition is a reality, and one has to accept it and one has to live with it,
Okay.
whether you like it or not. But competition is always good thing, first of all. Students have choice. But in my case, if you see, practically my all competitors, with few exception of course, are in a way collaborators also. We share wonderful relations with all competitors so that they send to us all those students for the courses which they do not offer. So they are our competitor at a particular level. And beyond that, they become our collaborator. I share wonderful relations with all my competitors in different cities. And therefore, there was no serious challenge of handling a competitor. We never hit any competitor below the belt. And good relation always takes you to the next level.
True.
So to be honest, we never faced any serious trouble that way. I mean, we never had to handle somebody that way. Some exceptions always are there. And you have to handle come what may. But largely all competitors. Many of them were our students only. So anyway, I had some unfavorable advantage, so to say.
Okay.
And good relations, good friendship. So I did not face any challenge. As far as students are concerned, there is clear-cut demarcation between J.K. SHAH classes and the others. So it's not that same thing is available and buy here or buy there. What we offer, perhaps only we offer. And therefore the students who want, very disciplined coaching, time-bound coaching, experienced faculties and those things. Now we do not offer other benefits like, entertaining the students and crossing the line.
Correct.
But then somebody may want that.
Entertainment.
Yeah. So students have a clear choice and therefore we are where we are.
True.
And share wonderful relations with all competitors.
Awesome. So I feel that is your classes are the hallmark for commerce field. And I had read this beautiful line which read as competition is for the people at the bottom, people at the top are collaborating.
Actually, yes, actually.
So, sir, my next question to you is, has there been any point in your life where things didn't go as you planned and how did you deal with that?
Well, my answer will be yes and no, both.
Okay.
No, because as I told you 2-3 times, I had nothing. So I was just navigating my path and I will drive the way road takes me somewhere. So there was nothing like things did not go my way.
Okay.
But as I said, yes and no, both. So if I say yes, then the challenges were, you see, our profession always depends on 2 factors,
Okay.
which are both uncontrollable. One is ICAI policies,
Yes.
the curriculum, who can join, who cannot, and so on. And secondly, the CA results. Now, if CA results are not good, automatically in the next level, number will fall.
Okay.
So these are the challenges we always face. And in past, Institute has made so many changes, sometimes very drastic and unfavorable to coaching institutes. I wouldn't say unfair or institute did anything wrong, but unfavorable to us.
Yes.
For example, years back, they decided that a student can do chartered accountancy only after graduation.
Oh.
Then the number would fall by always 70-80%.
Yes.
So such challenges would be unexpected challenges. At least at that time I thought. And then we decided that, okay, the solution can be, don't put all eggs in one basket. So don't offer only chartered accountancy, offer other courses also, so that you de-risk everything. So such challenges do come, but then no low points, no regrets, nothing like now what.
Okay.
It is always part of the job, and when we look back we realize that, oh, we did it well. But we never thought we were doing something great at a time when we were doing.
Okay.
We found it very natural and very normal.
So I also found out that you have been a professor to the Minister Piyush Ji Goyal and Kumar Mangalam sir. So what was it teaching to them? How was it?
Well, see, Kumar Mangalam Birla, yes, that time also his father was a big industrialist, perhaps richest or maybe second richest person in India that time.
Okay.
So Kumar already had that kind of status.
Okay.
But then in a classroom, everybody is a student.
Yes.
We don't differentiate between X and Y depending on his or her economic background.
Okay.
We charge also same thing. It's not that person is so rich, so cut him. Not like that, right?
Yeah.
And as for Piyush Goyal, he was very ordinary student anyway, exceptionally brilliant. But it's not that he was minister that time or that kind of recognition. Nothing. So he was like any other student.
Correct.
In fact, never ever, whether you take example of Kumar Mangalam or take example of Piyush Goyal, never ever they even made their presence felt to anybody else.
Okay.
They behaved like normal any other student. Like any other student. Yeah.
Awesome. What are a few qualities that a teacher should have while being in the coaching business?
Well, so the first and foremost quality should be that clear-cut idea, conscious thought that he or she is in this profession to make the difference.
Okay.
Difference to the student's results, student's career. And everything else emerges from that. Like you should have superlative content. You always remain in touch of the subject. Like when I was actively teaching, and internet was not there, email system was not there, all those things were not there.
Okay.
So I used to go to London twice a year to get ICMA. That time it was known as ICMA,
Okay.
CIMA, those papers. Then Chartered Accountants question papers, CPA question papers from Canada. I used to go there physically, see what they are asking, remake those questions to fit into Indian conditions,
Okay.
and give students something which only you can give. And students will get only from you.
Okay.
Sometimes some questions used to be very tough. I still remember one question used to take 5 hours time for me in the classroom to solve it.
Oh.
And then students would ask, sir, where such questions would be asked?
Huh.
And then I would tell them that yes, this entire question cannot be asked. But institute is very capable of remaking this question and make it fit to be asked for about 20-23 marks.
Okay.
Institute can always pick up that concept on which they want to test your knowledge. So today's professors should keep in mind they are lucky that with internet, etc., they don't have to, jump out of the room also to get access to all these things the world over they have at the press of the button only. They should be in touch, improve the content, make your content just the best, cover all the concepts and different kinds of applications of the concepts so that there are no surprises for the students in the exam. And so one is content, secondly is your own punctuality, your own behavior, your own, the way you teach your students. Don't ever tell the student to mug up something. CA course does not require you to remember anything by heart largely, except income tax provisions or law, sections. All practical subjects are so logical, so try to find out the logic. Teach the students in such a way that they will understand and remember automatically. Teach them the technique to solve the question rather than just giving them solutions to the questions. So ultimately, if you want to build your career, the only way you can do is by building your students' career.
Correct. True. So now I have a few fun questions for you. So if you were appointed as the education minister for this country, what would be that one change that you would bring in the education sector?
Well, I would ensure that across the country, every level of education, be it commerce, science, school, anything, first of all becomes completely affordable,
Okay.
no burden on parents, and secondly, every child gets access to the education and should not be subject to some number of seats limitation, this and that. It should be everybody's privilege to be educated the way one wants to be.
Okay. And if you could change your life with someone else's life for one day, who would be that personality?
No, I'm happy with what
Nobody.
I've been. No.
Okay. Any one particular thing that you want to change about your life?
I think nothing, absolutely nothing.
Okay.
So if I have to relive the theme, yes, absolutely same
Wow.
movie second time.
Okay.
Yes.
So now this is one question that I want to know. If you could give one advice to your younger self, what would that advice be?
Well, so I think, as I told you, I don't think I would have done anything differently. But having said that, I would tell all youngsters of today, believe in yourself. CA qualification is so powerful. It's not limited to doing one thing or the other. It is a vehicle which you can use to reach wherever you wish to reach. Just learn to drive it and drive well.
The name of my podcast is Unstoppable with Surbhi, and I am sure there might be a lot of instances in your life where you have to keep going, you bounced back. So, what is your one last piece of advice to everyone to be unstoppable, irrespective of the challenges?
So challenges would be very normal. If there are no challenges, it means something is wrong. So challenges have to be there. You have to learn to face them, analyze them properly, and convert every challenging situation into a big opportunity.
Awesome. So thank you so much, sir, for giving me your time. It was great hosting you. I wish you and J.K. Shah classes all the luck, happiness, good health, peace, and prosperity.
Thank you so much, Surbhi. Thank you for the opportunity.